I want to hear the story of Service Autopilot. If you look at the biography of Jonathan, and it's a previous chapter of just pure success. At what point did you see that pain point of, the administrative part of a business, and how did you actually start that company, then, get it successfully acquired?
Yeah, so I saw it initially. I was a partner in this cleaning company I alluded to, all commercial. I was trying to find some software for that, and it was hard. And I had looked at a product called NetSuite that was really expensive at the time. And and they're way more expensive today. I had that experience through the cleaning company trying to find something. NetSuite's a standout. I was like, man, this is a lot of money. How does a smaller company afford this? And then the real breakthrough though was with CityTurf. So I had made up this number. I want 1,000 clients. Well, then you start thinking about, how do I bill 1,000 clients? How do I handle the phone calls? How do you use or manage all the moving parts of 1,000 client business? Right. And today it's 11,000 client business. And I wasn't there yet, but I could see where we were going. And so I was looking around in the marketplace and I couldn't find anything. I knew how to program, so I started building my own little application to run CityTurf and then the cleaning business. Mm-hmm. Kind of muddled through, and we had estimating and some basic task management and such. And that's where I got the idea for Service Autopilot.
Wow.
John and I had been trying to get back to, John was my business partner in Service Autopilot. Okay. We'd been trying to get back together to work on software. That's what we both wanted to do. And he had stayed in that space, but working for people. Yeah. And so this was the pain I was feeling around, how am I going to build bigger businesses with lots of moving parts and lots of clients, is where the idea came from. Because I looked in the first company I looked at back then that I was really interested in was Real Green. Yeah. But Real Green was really fertilization weed control. Of course. They did some cool stuff on marketing. That's one of the things I liked about them. It's like, oh, these guys are a little bit, they think about direct mail and marketing. No other software in the green space was doing that. Mm-hmm. But they just felt like the older desktop technology, and there's a number of things I didn't like. If I had gone with Real Green, I may never have started a software company, but they just didn't quite tick the boxes. And I thought they were the best at the time. And so that's where the idea came from. And I was able to get John excited about it. We're like, yeah, let's do this thing.
And what year did you guys launch Service Autopilot?
I think of January of 10 as being the official date. I remember we put up a server in November of 09. We didn't have any clients. Actually, we did get a client. We just put up a website, but we didn't have anything to sell yet. And a pest control company in Houston signed up for it one night. And I remember I contacted John. We both get on the phone. It's like, hey, did you set up a test account last night in the software? And we're like, it was neither one of us, and it was some company that signed up. We weren't ready for them, but that was November of 09.
Wow, they signed your first customer.
Yeah. And so they actually, we didn't have anything for them immediately, if I remember correctly, and they stayed with us for years, eventually moved on. I don't know what happened to them. And so January of 10 is when I really remember we were serious about this thing, and it became our full-time, all-in.
So as that's growing, Service Autopilot is exploding. I know Payjack, Naylor, so many people are using Service Autopilot. At what point did that light bulb go off that somebody could purchase this for a boatload of money?
When I was 2 years old, I got offered $20 million for it.
Wow. But when you started it, you weren't thinking, I'm going to build this and sell this. You just started it because
I just wanted to build a business and make money. From the early days, I knew it was a possibility, like any business you build, but it was never my goal. I just wanted to build a really good business that would take really good care of me financially. We were approached very early on when we were a little business. We were doing $1.7 million, I remember, when we got, so 2 years in or something like that. And we got that offer.
20 million, 2 years in.
Yeah, maybe it was 2.5. And
your wife wants the upgraded lifestyle. Yeah. Did you even tell her?
I did. And interesting, she's like, if you think we should keep going, good. John and Lori my business partner, John, and his wife, Lori, had a little bit more of a conversation about it than Tiffany and I had. But for all of us, like, hey, no, this is what we want to do. We see the potential here. Thank goodness. And when we sold SA, or part of it, I'm still on the cap table in the Explore business, but when we sold that business, Verizon, that was the rough Verizon, as you know, Verizon, they were in the process. Yeah. That's, without getting into all the details, that's kind of who was back years earlier. Under a different name, but it's Verizon. I'm leaving out some gaps, but those guys on that call, when they were looking at us in the deal, they specifically said, it's a good thing you guys didn't sell to us.